All right, good afternoon. Thank you for joining today. Uh, Today we are going to talk about MEFA Pathway a little bit and go through the career search piece of the platform. And I'll show you how the various assessments that we have within the site, how those tie into the career search. So my name is Jennifer Bento-Pinion. I'm here at MEFA on the college planning team as director of MEFA Pathway. So I welcome you here today. As part of the MEFA Institute program, I do encourage you following this session, which is one of our mini sessions, we'll go maybe 20 minutes, to log into, to get into to get into MEFA.org and get your PDP points. So I do encourage you to do that. We'll be recording this session, and so you can always access that again. I'll send out, following this presentation, I will send out the recording, so you have that easily accessible. So I will keep everyone on mute throughout the presentation. And then at the end, I will leave my contact information up for you. And we do encourage all of you folks, all of you educators out there, to create an account for yourself in MEFA Pathway as a student, kind of a test account. Go through that registration process, see how easy it is, and then you would actually be able to, you would have access to all of the great features within the site and see what the student sees. Today, again, we're just going to primarily focus on the career search piece. So that being said, let's get rolling here. Just in case you're not familiar with MEFA Pathway, MEFA Pathway is a complete college and career planning platform. It's available for all students in grades 6 through 12. So if a student creates an account in grades 6, 7, or 8, they see different activities, more age-appropriate activities than that of a grade 9 through 12th grader. That said, if a student creates an account in grade 6, 7, or 8, their account stays with them through high school, so it's a seamless transition. They do not have to create another username or a password in order to get into the high school portal. It just all goes with them seamlessly. So we know that every student's path is different, and MEFA Pathway is not a one-size-fits-all approach to future planning, but it's rather tailored to meet the needs of our diverse populations. All right, so that said, let's get started. As you can see here, we're on mefapathway.org, our main landing page, and we are going to go into the student portal. So I'm going to click I'm a student, and then as a first-time user, and as I said, I encourage you to create your own test account as a student. You would just click register here and go through that very simple registration process. You would add first name, last name, date of birth. You would select the city or town that your school is located in, and then subsequently select there's a drop down with a list of schools in your city or town. If you would like to create a test account, you can select other if you do not want your test account to actually be affiliated with your school. All students create a username, a password. An email address is required. That email address is important because if a student were to need to retrieve their username or reset their password, they can do that by that email address. The student creates 2 security questions so they can reset their password in that manner as well. So very simple registration process. Once they do so, they will obviously have their credentials, their username and password, and when they come into the login page, they just type those in. So I have my test account here. This is Alice, and just takes a second to bring up the page here. So when students log in, my student here, we have Alice is a grade 12 student, so you can see it's noted what grade level the student is. It shows the dashboard is meant to be kind of helping the students with next steps. So a student in grade 9 would see different suggested activities than that of a 12th grader. So this grade 9 student would see update their profile, updating their course plan, setting goals and strategies. But as the grade levels go on, you'll see that we have more activities that we add to this dashboard. So in the case of a 12th grader, they're maybe finalizing their college list, they're managing their college applications, applying for scholarships, learning about loans, updating decisions. So this page here is really a great foundation for the student to help, again, with their next steps within the site. We do have this great video series that we have done over the course of the last few years. It's called Journey to College, so they can expand out this box here and see the little snippets where we interview students about their college application process, what made them want to go to college, and how they decided upon the schools that they were applying to, et cetera. So just a great way for students to listen to their peers to hear about their journey. And then we always have a featured scholarship on this dashboard page as well. All right, so getting into our topic for today, if we go to Discover Careers up at the top here, we're going to, I'll first show you how these assessments, I just clicked Get to Know Yourself. We have 3 assessments within the site. We have what are your interests, what are your work values, and what are your skills. And the work values in the interest assessment both tie into the actual career search page. So let me show you first just what these assessments look like. And the student just clicks on that top box there. I did that kind of quickly, so I just clicked on that, what are my interests, that box, and it brings me to this page. Now the student can retake these assessments as many times as they like. And if you, the educator, are part of one of our, if you're belong to one of our affiliate schools, you would have access to the counselor portal. And in the counselor portal, you would have the view of the results of the student's assessment test. So once a student retakes for a 4th time, so that the counselor portal will save up to 3 groupings of results. And once a student retakes the assessment for the 4th time, that oldest result grouping will be kicked out. But you get to see on the educator side kind of the trends and differences of the students' results over the course of time. So the student just clicks Get Started, and once they click Get Started, there are 30 activities. The student rates those activities from this very sad face to this very happy face. And I won't bring you through the 30, but you get the picture. They rate the activity, and then they get on to the next page. Once they get to the very end, they will click Save My Results. And once they save their results, it brings them to this results page where they can see their top 3 results from what they've rated those activities. And then we have a summary down the bottom here of all of the options. So from here, the student can, this is just the beginning of how they can start exploring and discovering different careers that might be of interest to them. So just for example, we have the realistic result here. We're going to click on related careers, and now a small list of corresponding careers is generated. And then from here, the student can say, okay, let's see, I want to see a locomotive engineer, sounds kind of neat. I'm going to click on that. Now, when you click on the actual career, it brings us to this extensive details page. So up at the top, kind of general information. And then as we scroll down, you'll see that there's a lot of information on each of these on a career that's selected. So, and this was just added here, which is pretty exciting. Most of the careers offer a little video. So it's like a 90-second video, and student clicks the little play button, and it brings up a video of an individual talking about what they do as a locomotive engineer. So if the student doesn't want to read, they can listen. So, and then as we scroll to the bottom here, we'll see that once they do their interest inventory or assessment and their work values assessment, they can look to see how their top results match up with the top characteristics of that particular career. So now the student can go back to they can save if they want to save a career to their careers list, they can just do that here. So once they start building out that career list, They can, let me show you that since I mentioned it. I'm just clicking on my career list. They can revisit this list. So this student has been very active. They're very interested in a lot of many different careers. They have 36 on their list. They can add as many as they like. They can take off careers. But what's great about this page is the student can favorite a career from this page. And once they favorite a career, it will be shown on their digital portfolio. And then they can also see the category that each of these careers falls into. So then they can start thinking about, well, it seems like a lot of the careers that I'm interested in fall into that business management and admin career category. So then they can go from there and start thinking about, what they want to study in high school, courses that they want to take, leading them into their post-secondary planning. All right, so let's jump back to the get to know yourself page, just so I can show you the other assessment here, the work values assessment that ties into the career search. So the work values assessment is a little bit different of a format. The student would read the work value, and then they would select the box that they want to put that particular value into. So I make use of my abilities. Is that maybe mid-level important to the student? So try out my own ideas. Maybe that's down here a little bit. And then if the student gets to one that they can move them around to, if they say, because they can't put more than 4 in a box. So once they get to, they do have to get through all of the, so there are 20 values. They do have to get through all of them, save the results, and then they're brought to a similar page, that results page. So then once the student has saved results from their values in their assessment, values and interest assessment, then they can go onto this main career search page here. And I just clicked on, so I'm still under Discover Careers. Now I'm on the main career search page. What they can do here is this opens up a vast variety of ways that they can generate out a list of careers that they may want to explore further and add to their career list. So just starting with the assessment results. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit here, and on the left-hand side of the page, I'm going to click on Use My Interests. So what this does is it automatically checks off the top 3 results from the most recent of that interest assessment that the student took. And then what it does is it brings up a corresponding list of careers here. So I should mention that all of the information on the careers comes from ONET, and we do update that yearly. So the information on the careers is current. So the student, they only have this as a filter right now, the top 3 interests. But the student can then say, okay, well, based on just kind of my previous exploration, I'm finding that I have a lot of careers that fit into that business, sales, marketing, and finance bucket, or career cluster or category. So they can check that box off. And then based on their top interests, now you can see that they have the list has really narrowed down. So we have 10 careers based on that, on that criteria. They can uncheck a box, of course, if they want to take out the artistic result, they can do that. They can say, all right, well, I'm going to go back and uncheck my category. I want to expand my search out a little bit. Maybe they'd like to use their values results. So they just click on Use My Values, and then their top values are checked off along with the corresponding list of careers. So then maybe the student is, maybe they're just thinking, I want to go to school for 2 years, maybe get a vocational training or a 2-year degree. They can apply that filter to this list. So we'll just click on that, and you see we go from, let's say we go down to 94 careers here, and then with our list. So maybe the student says, oh, well, geez, a civil engineering technician. I wonder what that's all about. Again, they click on that, and then they're brought to this great details page. So there's a lot a lot to offer within this, the main career search page. Again, we're really encouraging students to complete those assessments, save their results, apply those results to that career search. The student can save if they add particular criteria to a search. They can save as many searches as they like to come back at a later date. And then also under this Discover Careers page here, we do have an internships page that you can explore. We're currently updating this page because we found that after COVID hit, that a lot of internships changed, from on-site to remote. So we're in the process of updating that page. And then I won't go into this feature too much, but this is brand new. This is based on labor market information. So we have a now trending, looking ahead, and popular places that are live. We're waiting on this career path to go live, the last little piece of this great new feature, which is coming within the next couple weeks. So the student can look at trending soft skills, technology skills, and actual occupations based on location and career category. So I certainly encourage you folks to get on in there and check that out. All right, so that actually concludes our mini webinar today on the career search feature that we offer. Let me leave up my contact information here just so you have it. Feel free, if you are an educator and interested in bringing MEFA Pathway to your school. MEFA Pathway is a completely free resource that MEFA offers. We do not charge a dime for this great feature or access to the counselor portal. So if you're interested in learning more and you want to chit chat with me about how you can get on board, certainly reach out. And again, I do encourage you to create your own student account in the portal, just so you can get a good feel for all of the great resources that are offered within the site. So I thank you for joining today, and I will be following up with an email with a recording of this session. So thank you so much. All right, and have a great day.